is the one who wrote the petition himself. I'm not suggesting, I'm stating it as a fact that he has said on platform that they are going to change the teachers. Then he becomes president. He wrote the petition to himself. Remember before the there was this gentleman called Appiah. He was the one always obstructing our electoral process on flimsy situations. You remember when the Supreme Court ruled that all Ghanaians with or without ID cards should vote? He sent it to us, indicating that the donation led the charge that they have 2 million people who for them were not able to register, they didn't have ID cards. They should allow to vote. I am not surprised, and I'm not suggesting, I'm not giving that accusation. I'm saying that John Mahama wrote the letter to himself. He wrote the letter to himself because he has said it openly. Why are we behaving like we are hypocrites? Why are we behaving like we are hypocrites? Listen to all NDC ministers, CEOs, and you can see clearly it is an orchestrated agenda to remove the Chief Justice and pass the Supreme Court. That is the coincidence at the end of the I am sure by now there's a counter petition before the president that the Chief Justice must not be removed. Has he acted on that? Because it is his own plan, stating clearly when he is
of the president. Let me say that we are happy that your process started this morning and has ended very peacefully. That in itself is a very strong message about the democracy that President Mahama wants to instill in our dear country. If it were the case like this over the past 8 years, I'm sure that the retaliatory politics that you talk about wouldn't have been the case. You referencing retaliatory politics is an admission that the 8 years of President Akufo-Addo and Mahama were not the best for this country. You can be assured, however, that President Mahama, as every Ghanaian knows, is not that politician. President Mahama does not believe in retaliatory politics. He's described as, too much of a father for all kind of president, and everybody knows that. Whatever actions that are being taken now, whatever decisions that are being taken now, as everybody knows, is in line with the provisions of our 1992 Constitution. Indeed, before President Akufo-Addo left the presidency, he himself had started a certain process where issues were brought to him about the Chief Justice, and he referred them to the Council of State. And that is what President Mahama has done. It is not about retaliating on something that was done by the previous administration against President Mahama or the NDC. So the process that is ongoing is constitutional, and I do believe that if the committee that has been set, completes its work.
Public service, a lot of the youth from even state-owned institutions, they didn't only end it there, they've been persecuting people, illegal searching of people's residence. The central bank governor, Dr. Addison, former finance minister, Ken Oforiatta, and many more others. Even the ADC to former vice president's home has been searched and all. We don't need it. Ghana does not need this. We say enough of this retaliatory politics. You don't take power to destroy institutions of state. If something bad happened yesterday, it doesn't mean it should be repeated. We want this government to focus on government. A lot of the youth are unemployed. Their business is to create employment and not to create unemployment. Their business is to bring about a peaceful country, not to create chaos. Enough troubles on our land. We need a peaceful judiciary. We need to safeguard the judiciary and that is all we stand for. It doesn't matter the numbers. After all, this government is just 5 months into office. We are registering this protest, and we have series of activities that we are going to embark on peacefully within the law to register our displeasure about what is being done. Public service, a lot of
and I remember saying that not until we have about 95% of our students from financial as the third place for healthcare delivery, then it means that there's something fundamentally wrong in our system. I've had the opportunity of working with very wonderful people from management down, and I don't mean disrespect to all of this. We have become a family. We have shared ties. That bond exists amongst all of us. One of the major things I saw from afar and even felt when I first came here was a divide between the staff and management. I'm sure you will agree with me that as I speak, the gap has narrowed. I'm sure there's still more to be done. But I have absolutely no doubt that with your love and support, it will be done. Again, I remember that we have had to take very difficult decisions. Extremely difficult. Putting people before disciplinary committees. Suspending people when we have come against the rules and regulations of the hospital and disciplinary. I have not done this out of malice. I have never done that out of hatred for you. But I have done that with one thing in mind. The need for us to build a system that all of us will be proud of. I have lost friends, relationships have been strained. Am I proud of it? Certainly not.
It's not being an extender, it's not being a lecturer, it's not being a nurse, it's not being a high court judge, chief justice, and taking over from a great person. Where I find myself. Why do I say so? From
confirm. Uncle, to me that's it. I make doctor.
Yeah, offer.
Now here there.
Christ in me this year.
Great. That's orange chair.
Yes, Christ in me this year.
Right.
Of a mefa kwenye so. Na machia. Na machia Frank Michia na chekakra. Na machia Adena Osri. Mintima menjiao. Na machia mikrum. Adansi asokwa ene adansi abo number 2. Adansi asoka district ni munyi na machia obibia ene na matese se omabo obidin so me MC nti ya manitirin kwa se de aka se assemblyman for na se o hwe ne ekoso Greater Accra ho no mo pa Greater Accra ho no mo enem the Central Region em se Western Accra ka ho fa nominees no bebre kwa na o makote ato
Efutu wrong to here no nominee ni nya 7 votes
say isi
what tia no em say 17 or so
isi
na 19 ya
aha unim di ndia afenyo marking no
say dia afenyo ba no
isi
omo
ye wo bi ha o fantokwa baabia ne baabia so count tokako
and then go see
o de obehu yiso omo sesa sa nipa no afutu sa nipa de yiso omo sesa
okay say dem brana tie no omo to first one onya 7 no president no ho kwan so sabo ni the second time dom ko to the second time na wa nya de a ni trate se mampani boni pa foforo din enti yiso oni asem members ni din komo yi
pa komodi mu kan
enti ase ye adwa so far I'm say most of the parliamentary candidates no omo ena omo enya first say MMDCs na omo eko as a quick strategy kaka oni ahwe constituency ha party we dia minya ba me contest bi ni nya power bitmenya
form na ogbe
no almost
some come dey
ofuru ade omunyina
the bridge sa
man po de ndi ntimi ama o
no mai
ndi asem da ho
no enso right Yefansia na Uncle to mention sin so code of conduct. Omampene se wonne be ye adwuma de a ene didi kan declare access. Na omo declare omo access no. Omo bosomi aketu miensa aketua. Omo nsa enka. Ochina wa on declare de ene e be yiwadi kra. Afei obada bem no ntumi nto aban bibia se ye ka asase edan ye ma kwan ma ontobi. Se awodo contractor ntumi nka se obu awo se oye CEO or minister na on the busuafo bi akoti company ya award contract no e di ama wo mo a se ubetu kwan a ye se no eba ema abaye ejectum se kwan we wo ho kwan se otumi tu na oman no ebo ho ka we are quick to make laws who say the mampani kan nye we ni bread kan ho bi aban ba foforo bi a here see aye code of conduct to be and talk foforo obi in foreign travel e be do baby no na jego this time who say mampani na ni abrana
offer me Joshua Ebrubio na mamefa kwanya so na menchia DC nominee o Odotobri constituency Emmanuel Obin Ajiman also mini no yegina ye free Asante Dwabin ho no so copy ho di nejumanti congratulations mini Ajiman bompa yese assembly members o honso beju atum na ja o so djuma di ase offer sama eda pono so a anwumre ye di ho nkomo no kame se me susu ya me anase magia to musa owura John Dramani Mahama His Excellency or the Osia ayoyo na o mini business say the bro ni be kan no because enough from enyetra say aba abamu bosume miensa na wahye memfanta enyemra ba at least the principle bi abeto ho say wo na bamu we appointee na say one submit o asset declaration form bosume miensa ni akwati a yenya ntua o muka na ba obeti bosume miensa yeden afrimu na o de akoto Mahama Care Fund nim. I think it's a step in the right direction, and we who say ebema the appointees no they will be on their toes. It to be already nan kasakra no di kan ask o say no obia appointee bia bosume ba kwa ketua bia no ye de be kwa akoto Mahama Care Fund nim say de be ya fund no so be gina brand na obi bia obenya saa yare ni bibia so beko yare hwe no ye di saa sika ne bi foto no musika ne bi ahwe no e asem papa na we no de waka asisu dia say he means business, and for that matter nura asabi a china dai no yes 7th of May no wa besi a china no won submit your asset declaration form no consider yourself dismissed. I think a clear note ma obi a clear signal ma appointee bia wo NDC amanyoko nim anase wo NDC aban ye to so meni mu se wo fa na se ye tra enye tra sa na mem de megidi se ebeboa ama amanyofo no sebi ye ni aban ho so se de be ya ye de tumi bi hye wonsa oman no dwumadie bi hye wonsa se bra na be ya enye se wo ba befoma for man sika na emum kakra ebeba wonsam no wo de be ye wo de bebo man no ho bra ama man no ofa na ntuma pafra na de to so biewa wo se oma aban mu nipa bia nto oman na japade se ya dan se ya asase se ya ka no ofa no so me fo no so me ne ya adwene pa pio because wo hwe aban mu appointees ya wo hwe sika sabi bosumi akatu ebi mo dia ebi je as much as 60,000 Ghana cedis a month, and for that matter sa yen asase aban asase aban japade no se ka se yeton how are ya almost auction no etebo no so ba form no se ja ka se friend say amanyoko fo ya ansa nkoto se pe etomre bi yeto Camry ana wo president so e ba bonte ye se obi ato no 2,000 Ghana cedis, that is 20 million atiti sika no utumu se sika kra na ye kra de ye fa de kra sa ka ne ba o man we mu no sebi na eso mbo pa yi enti se wa sisu dua se obi bia ni hu kwan ba mu nipa bia ni hu kwan so beto o man na japade a ade a me no is a step in the right direction me fo na so pi na eto so bio o se obi achade bia obi be de be man in your capacity as an appointee no say abro 20,000 Ghana cedis also we declare less than that they are fine you to me for but bro so bibi to say they nura cars me anu ya nkrofo bi akoche ni to say they are friend say the presidential pool ni to see na akoye Ghana dia ntina
very why you cross again
so actually the judgment must not reject an offer,
so
yes said the brony can no judgment must not reject an offer me no yedin na men ka be dia na ya de bre no sabi e wo so oje oban ni hia resources bebre including cars de be di adwuma nti se obi di car be cho na meme de meme ya na ye be hye kakra ne se enkoye se ye de mauna ako as an inducement said be ya
said no sa na ti o so we ye bibia mani pa
no be che wade a the expectation is that ono so here bibi free ho a onso do so onso go nsem e wo no ma bi ho ba meme gidi che said yura John Dramani Mahama asie sinkete adin nsia kantam se afidio ba oba idie oba be protect the public person me nye sure say obi bitimi de car ba ko mienu abedada no ma bia contract bia ope adwumadie bia ope na appointment bia ope no wago no nsem e de ama no ye nyina ye de ani hwe eti ekire ye de ani hwe se ode ose ebe ye oyo na o man no se bia timi agina brane se enuma bi ahase e keka bom ba se ye behwe ye dollar yi sebe se wate ahwe kakra petrol so ba fom kakra ni nyina me giri se eye nhihye a Ira John Dramani Mahama e de baaye enu nti na ama sebe enuma ye den ahase a ema enuma ekofom kakra nti na ni nneoma ode agu akwan mu ne de e fa code of conduct no ho no ofa me ne ya adwene prekope because se ya ntwa sabi sa anto ho na se da bia eye business as usual ya appointees ba na appointees ba na appointees kwa da bida yempe bibi yemfanye as a control mechanism ye ho no ebe check yen se de be ya yemfum kofa o man na japade enu nti Ewura John Dramani Mahama I salute you de awaye no sabi me yitum se ebe boa a check your friend saying o appointees no eba omo no so no na me hwe hu no se sade o kan no de be ye adwuma se omo a asat yesterday no omo fa omo asset declaration form no nkoye no omo si ombelusu 3 months of their salaries, and even Megidi Crassa basic rano, no become salary beam from Koi, now Momatinafie. No moon who says as what then no year, and I said to Mupa no Mutimuno, and no one so trendy at the Ama woman. Into far, Medium Megitum say Bana, Wabano, Afino, and yet business as usual, Wabaso Baba Yajma Bo Mano, no mana fa no ntoma pa afura enti na kakra me so bi kafa code of conduct o mampani John Dramani Mahama or dia aba no
that's Uncle Franco to a champion no I mean call Dr. Inoko champion doc
Alpha Medasi Mami chia me classmate ba kwa me ne ko secondary school I send him a message was say man chia na ne mami free studio ha your friend press lab wa chia sorry
okay
nti o boase hono nti me chia na press la nwumre and na dey meet me free studio house mdwem of a code of conduct mami sha see in free asset declaration embara nan kasa na say asset declaration no said there's a problem with it.
There's a big problem
because you could declare public no be
content.
2 any pani free abemu emrane nhye so on san ko declare.
Who said there
and when you can so emfa so be na wo so until say ye be hihye mrane foforo no fa ye be ka say who declare waseta yenye ne public mo bi enhu se ko manu ba no na o Toyota Corolla mienu Toyota Forerunner e9 efie nwotwe so asase se no bi enhu o free aban mu a emra no nsan hye ne kete se me ba no na me wo see me kon me ton we akase ana manya see na abeka ho over until that you know ye ho sere kwa sisi wo mo declare no over out ya unim de obi de bai hanenim obi anim o konso amre bi anhye ne se o me declare enti ye kwa ne asabesi anam emfamfa so obi ama so obedi boni a obedi obi betimi aye japade ewo ne yere edimu emra no ntime nche no obi betimi aye japade wo ne maame ni nua edimu emra ni ntime nche nti ase declaration law na nkasa mfa so be na wo so that is one because me ba bam sisi e ndisi fu e ba bam obi a obi declare ne asset bia no obi anti or under declare han de ku hu na so obibi o baabi a obi akoyese da bi mehwe list ni we nyedai enka ho but say na akoye secret be ye de commerce auditor general se hwan ene de akoto be okwa be de no hunu ni ode abeka ho until that offer emfa so obi ani so 2 omampani President Mahama edinkan kan say o ma deadline obi a me declare an asset deadline is so ye no yenya say deputy ministers bi any ministers bi despite omampani deadline omatimi ahwe omampani ani maka chense get away with your deadline oman declare total disrespect ana ofa mebwa say wo adwuma mu hai na opani adwuma ye ne dia ka kire se me ma mo deadline e da se obi amfa se ni mra me ana me appoint you na utimi bu na nimuti a na afa ye ko wie kire a ye se ye sa extend it means ye won kofo bi wo hono a dia untouchable one appoint you so ntimi a touch wo because anye sanka e de no mampani timi hye deadline so wo hye na point is
na deadline to my grace period
there be offer
because punishment there will layers of punishment
there be offer
we don't say one offer my idea no be lose 3 months salary
total disrespect
offer my idea any na to say you dey cry
enti say no so mo de ba ye na eti he ha ne be hu
oh so beti aye ma receipt na wa kire obetim de atwa de aba ana also beti o de receipt ne ko ekomachi kusafa let me kusafa de what
enye no na me come say ye be de hu content no
oh emra on dey said that yes amra no
you see that is why Kama say can say those who control the means of production control the means of thinking you see the ruling class ideology.
That's the bourgeois.
Yes, that is what is prevailing now. Because omo and they control bibi and they determine what is right and what is wrong. Nankenye sa eden na utimi ko shemra say me be a declaration of my asset and you say public. Me konso amre bi anywhere o se shem me say me declare. Mo bien
but talk say no. Both parties in NDC and NPP will be a babe mo akwaba. Will be any na je so sano.
Omaining the Triani Cassa CA as a deputy CEO. Anameboa, a better also a war office a year, you man not radio so. No hosting program.
What on the job description?
Oh, please, Mammy Kamasem.
That's all me how to define him. And to whom the job
of our well, Matisse Abbey Quabery at Samoa. That's why I didn't want to go into it because me here no be me who no. So that's why I didn't want us to go there. If it is true, it's true. I know the president knows what to do about that.
Appointment, why shows too.
Okay.
Right.
But that's it. My main call.
Say, opese oye bibia the ade ba kwa me pese me hu code of conduct no said there should be a policy banning foreign travels for medical care, as they said in opposition. Nothing kayenhwe. Enti eye futuo Emma politicians nyina say wo opposition enye bibia na also antagonize.
Okay. But I say, I go to.
I don't have any much about that. I say, no, attacking for say where you say.
I say opposition there. Yeah, bribe is opposition. The same thing. Could you tell Brakwane for the party? So when you are in opposition,
I be Santana. Say walk for better.
I don't know. There code of conduct, no.
Code of conduct.
Foreign travels.
Foreign travels. To seek medical attention. I don't think, sir, Ghanaians as we are, we have the expertise.
We have equipment. And near man they hear say equipment hospitals. The doctors now have. They are highly competent to treat us in any condition. So we should bring the machines. You see, University of Ghana Medical Center, Kolebu, military hospital. Let us bring the equipment. So they know the condition there. Now the area now coverage.
To a large extent, we know. But since the any host is seeing it, I think we should give them that privilege. Because and yet, Sabi NDC for Guana, Eco, Amon, and Eco Jaya, MPP for Co, CPP for Co, BBA, no, Uncle Granny be crowd. Why I didn't me, bro, doctors and Sabi, one who then soon to know, say, it didn't panel then, Eco Buchin, Eco Sunny area. Intino, and no abandon sana, and I was a man who kind of mutumere, Eco. But I really support your argument, say. Young try as much as possible as Omaina, the machinery and also logistics equipment be here now. Your operations in surgical operations at the idea. Young Fabimra and training your doctors enough. Said the Baya or to me, I use a friends and instruments and any idea. And then know you have been powerful. Now, because we are sitting in Anna, baby, I said, Ubia Bonoso, Crass the Baya. I are human, I are someone. A friend is saying, "Me crowd from one of these African countries, leaders, Nibico, France, Soko, Siki, medical attention, my whole Nicrum for no Marco to France or no, a bone in two, so on called the Crumo. So a whole year and call my friends or Major. Into that is just by the way. But then I support your argument. Say, young boy, also, Nayan crowd, no man in the Bini Hayan crowd. Nipa be use any man in a bini high for being carbon and incontrin your mamma, no mamma, now, right, to me,
right, with us, doc.
Offer, you see, Nanka, Minia, Debia, may come say consistency here. Man, Tenon Cambra could get two in opposition, organizes our press conference. Say, young for police in Embra. At that time, no money say you need all the equipment in Ghana. Me, you see, offer. I can tell you, sir, there is no country, the healthcare system, no, any lapses or honor. Sometimes you need further way checks. And no dear, or maybe anywhere, even in Europe, or maybe so I may refer to different country. And there is no crime. Say, we are Ghanaian, yes, we are politician, we are Ghanaian, now yari. Na say, ye share yari any conditions, no. Na ye intimate treat ya. See a dobakwa outside. There is no crime in it. Me so be a yare near the neck call baby a mini problem. But I'm looking at the hypocrisy. You see, when you are in opposition, you tend to portray say those in government and they are evil, and there are certain things they shouldn't do. Then ubenya power quickly no one. That is where my problem is. Obi yarea of a mamenka me experience in Chom menai left way in 2019 me yare pa menai way. Me say test be a Professor Jedu or surgeon or confanoche. Otimi me ekutwa me scan no me the report ne ba no say dey was no mamenko scan room hon ko bi side otwa and say ampa say bibia ni mu ana. It got to a point na o say ye prepare me na me call essay South Africa na ye kohwe me politician no. But confanoche can be any home but no moon who she. It took one Roman sister. And Obano say, Doc, or nine minimum be war, Kumasi Heya, obit me a shaman. na ye sister baako yare wo Canada tio o yare wo Canada omo ye test bia Roman sister Canada omo antimi ahwe no ene omo ye se omo mfa ne mra papa ne de na duro kan within 1 month na maame na sori ananti nti on fa me nko ampa memtimi mo ba bi kro ne ade nyina anti ofa papa ne de na duro kan me within 3 weeks me nan na ayedua na fe cells ni nyina start a develop it. I didn't know me the example. The example they say there was someone in Canada. Ano yare Canada for ntimi ahwe ne Ghana no binya yare sa. Enti so obi yare woni mamu a bibie ni ho esi ni ho kwan say wo so kọ baabi ekohwe ne ho. Enti mayemfa yare ene sa ne o ma ne nye politics. That is the point I wanted to drum home. What I say, see ya oba government mu. Also what I say afedie bibia ensi hu kwan. But when you were in opposition, when okuje to ne nkofo keka sa ansem no, you were in support. Enti mesere say ye politics a sometimes say what opani ya de na nya hwe nanim na ka kire no. Se ne be ya nkofo eno nti na ma sometimes nipa to am say politicians there if ever unko a na our support. No, we should move away from that and then develop the nation. The offer the empesa me kan fa ho no.
Right, when I say it was your for I feel now here Kessben television so ni Adwenkyere dwumadi ene de ebrewe bana de be free na wotwe anwumre kobo nundu na etase na enense me go apostle me se dodo no ade omo Adwenkyere enso aba ya ebedi ho enso enkomo we all say we're going to in place what President Mahama is doing is a threat to Ghana's democracy. But this is bothering my mind, and I need a clarification in the dispensation of fair judgment. Is it not conflict of interest for a Supreme Court judge to sit on his own case and give judgment on the same matter in his favor, Collins or Hene Ejekum Kufodia? But in law, you say, okay, my main call. Be it asemo ane attorney general former attorney general Godfrey Damico reason say the acting chief justice no one won the tia asem no otipruti it your maame no so a ono na benefit the be there no atimi abedi asem na mai anyway e beba nya ba behwe eno so e ho asem ne sie e was Supreme Court ho ene Lawrence Boacheke Buche Asinu Asorin Kwanta, the Supreme Court of the land's disqualification of the plaintiff case is respectfully unacceptable. Mahama is gradually rendering the judiciary somewhat relevant. May God bless Ahuram Ghana. Greeting to Pastor Paul Boache and Sam. Okay, what does the law say about appointees who refuse to declare the assets at a specified time according to the laws of the country? That the president had the right to use his own rules or laws to deal with such persons? Yes, as the appointee, he can hire, he can fire, he can issue executive decrees. Masaudu from Mantuma, we shouldn't sit idle and allow partisan politics to take over our justice system in Ghana. It's dangerous and a threat to democracy. The resetting Ghana agenda they promise has fallen flat. Regards to Chairman Wofa Kofi Appiah, Kuka. In fact, Mr. Enoch Echampo, the MPP minds on top of issues keep on from Ofajo of the Atano na for South and all the way free a buyer. This one is coming for Oyibo Boatin Rebehi MPP Media Petros. The attempted removal of the Chief Justice is the worst ever decision in the history books of Ghana. President Mahama is setting a bad precedent as President of the Republic. Okay. I thank God for your life. Please tell daughter that it's better late than never. JM has taken a step and so come to pass. Talking about disrespect, what is more disrespectful than Anado asking the chief to stand up and greet him? Alex from Akusumu. Okay. The asset declaration requirement for government appointees is a step in the right direction, but I believe it needs to go further if we genuinely aim to combat corruption. Some appointees have significant debts to banks and individuals that require a settlement after assuming public office. This implies that illicit funds may not necessarily be used for visible assets like property or luxury items, but could instead be used to pay off debt incurred during political campaigns. Therefore, we urgently need to amend the asset declaration law to address these loopholes and ensure greater transparency and accountability. Andrew Owusu from Obuasi. Master Planner Junior from Kintampo. It's a rather code of settings and package. Nothing will come out of this populism. Even the 24-hour economy that was a manifesto promise is not being talked about anymore. How much more code of conduct? Are you aware that President Mahama has received 2 cars as gifts again? He himself should get a proper code of conduct before his appointees. The lies and deception is too much. In less than 4 months, nothing significant had been done unless Dumso, cocaine issues, Galamsey, electricity tariff increase, among others. Ghana has no good direction. We are totally lost. Packaging and settings government. Okay. NDC far better than MPP. Joe Abuasi. And also with a very simple entity. Okay. I would prefer. Okay, I see Joe Mahama is doing well from Usu Bempa, a Jumako. I don't know why you're doing well. Couching Muka Crank, boy. Good evening, Kessben Media. It's me, Officer Opari, watching you live from Duyankwanta in our origin. In fact, I really enjoy your show tonight. Keep it up. Yes, you Darcy. Say a trust be answer. Also say bre, not also saying. Okay. Right. Mamifa message is here. Mesa basubio. Na dia kan no amode o menkan wo dia me so no interest menkan mesa basubio. Na ye the removal of the Chief Justice a process. Will be the petition akọ nipa mi ensakra. And I'm penny Eja Article 146 so dia Coma Council of State say omuhwem. Omo say Chief Justice wasemi ya no odanu ye kọ. Ya power committee nipa num ye omo transe no akọ woni nkuro. Na omo so omo kobo nkuro no akoka de omo ka na ono so yi ne ho ano. Article 146 no 10 na asa makwan so mampani pa Obama Chief Justice akotena fi bra ye hwe ni nsimo na ye di nasem no. Ena lawyer Vincent Kwasifua odi kan de asem edi kan ko match na ekoba say nipa mi ense be de petition akoma mampani no. Asem o de court ne say o mampani awosen koma Chief Justice petition ni bi. Ti o ma ne bie na obo akira koma Council of State ni de watomra. Any 1 week kra na ete say mampani de petition ni bi ama Chief Justice ama ne nafuadu se o mfa nyi ne ho ano. Na sa case no e wo court o mo frɛ bempire no yentimi ankoso. The no achi no e na ma me na wie kɔ wie no e na Council of State kire se o asem se o so obi ya no ti mampani suspend the Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. And that lawyer been sent Kwasifua MP Tafo was sade Samakrata for Supreme Court say sa process na mampani agina so warranta mampani issue na wode suspend Chief Justice no Supreme Court emontumu na afi process na edi remove Chief Justice edi tu na de so kra no eno so yentwa vi se ne mienu amfa mrakwan so na temofo na omudi asem no ebre ne ye fra asem Supreme Court no na panel temofo no enum no asesa ama the acting Chief Justice ye wo hwe akire bra Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu suspended no Justice Bafuboni on abetredwemu Justice Yoni Kulendi no onka ho ono so aba beka ho bi ene afofra na omo so edada na no na bre ne omo tra asem so no ena kane abale apani former auditor general former attorney general Godfrey Adame raise objections said there be asem no yentimi ma the acting Chief Justice emetasa panel na asesa no ntiase. If you say you did same way, say Chief Justice, and I say Chief Justice, when in Simu, now you see I didn't DBF in Samoa. What acting Chief Justice, and one now when you're so fast so. They say, one now actually, a man penny pound for man dear. But dear, when you're so fast so dear, I didn't amount now cut so. Now could I say, don't answer 1 or 2 amenum, so that which meant to us, why acting be a man penny cry the Chief Justice no amount. A horn now Timoa for Busa say, Yasisa panel now. Ne nyina ne se enipa na omudi asem no Justice Gabriel Pamai and Justice Esiedu na omoka ho bi You say almost a committee omudi chief justice no. It won't mean trust committee na say you to chief justice no. No more answer metra Supreme Court or say ubi di njanhye abase my into chief justice. Omusa Godfrey Dame say nti saa nipa no mienu a omko committee ne so no obepese yensa amomo a na metra ni asem no na. Nti omusa no na che say anu ye na pem. E na omsa busa Godfrey Dame bio say on chere emre wo article 146 amampane gina so obi the petition abreno Council of State Apart Committee so hwemu no ade apoten ya amampane ato semra ye no nti process no ye wrong e unconstitutional ye montungu ti Godfrey Dame sorry gina na ene one timwafo oka na we ebusa na sem ka na we ebusa no oka na we ebusa no almost central point nyina say wo cancel bebre point to a law in the Constitution in Article 146. Let's say, Mampeni, so I'm Chief Justice Anka petition ni bie, said or the Council of State and Watumra, and now we say Watumra, point something for us. Heritame Sabunsu, Yonikule no Muna no Mubusa. Or nye beyond point. Titia Koba and say, Godfrey Dame withdraw first injunction now. Okay, say a Chief Justice petition, even a president, the Common Council City to withdraw no. And na panel no so or raise your objection tia say Bafu Boni, acting Chief Justice. Any woman be count on TRC no so and the omudi asem no and na unanimously Timwafu no 5-0. Umunyina kan say for so be any so. For so be any who say be change panel na omudi asem say mienu afiri mu kwa e o say ti bi be kan. Any a bar final one. I know so no. The not honorable Vincent Sifue can say Chief Justice ya suspending or no Supreme Court to Montungu. So Mampeni anyi ni ye. Na process so e di Chief Justice every one no. I say committee no e di asem no and also ye Montungu. And also omedi asem ni we no na akoye 3-2 majority decision. In the unanimous decision by on the objection to the panel, no, a unanimous woman can say, Godfrey Dame Samoa can on him. But the bar substantive case, no, on the suspension, the process to remove the Chief Justice, no, acquire 3-2. 3 judges, Justice Bafuboni, Joni Kulendi, and Abedu Tanko, can say, there's nothing wrong. The president has done what the Constitution mandates him to do. The Constitution, Mamma Penny Quanso and Yenway on Tomra, and na Timwafonu Mino, Justice NS. Jew on a Justice Henita Mensa Bunsu, or Macan say, and a more Mampeni Etuono, Itiamra. So it's a split decision 3-2. So one lawyers needing Koma. So what the same court, Supreme Court. Now a 5-member panel, now a 5-0. And so what I just say review. If the review are the 2 judges that count now 7. The 2 ding in our crab Buamawa, it will still be 5-2. But so the same Supreme Court, there be a 5-member panel, 7-member panel. Now you be a 3-2 and now 4-2. I just say unye 2 and a 3 butia wo. To follow reviewer, it be a 2 near beka hono, or ba beka wasama mount. Na kwa koye 4-3. The what it stands now and say, Ochina, on our visit active, which my instructive from attending general say, see a kunya 3-2, just at him 1 for me again. TM file for review. Na ebia 2 beka ho a ebia no maka mai. 2 so bi oba beka ho no 2 no be betimi ache. Na koye 4-3. Say tiao and as a 5-2 etiao. Nti wo ba fia na obedwon say, should I go for a review or I should leave it? Okay, election petition case 2013 no. Na do e call Supreme Court no. Ibu aye no e koye 5-4. But 7 release no, emu be 4 there, onya 5-4. Which means say oko review 2 ka ho a kebetimi adane na mampeni na do say many court no nyadwen but I accept it or verdict no to anko for review. Doctor, I shall see through so. Baby ababedri e bi che say the Supreme Court no ye hunu a split decision and say kaneno a o masim bia ba na aye unanimous no. The course so what did you see? What do you say?
Of Amenda say you see Debia Yana Misa Casa consistency here. And they may pay NDC for Amobeka no Mabo Supreme Court Abaso. Nameti. You see, yemfa saa suban bi nkyekere oman. Because in 2020, yenya omampani da Mahama kugina simpi so frɛ Supreme Court judges unanimous FC. Judges at 2013, omubu case ede ma o share white dey ani ibu asem no ne emisata 5-4 eno kra no na Adwenkyere he accepted it. You went to court, your own judge who appointed no Justice Appiah after sole commissioner of judgment debt. Obuse say Adwenkyere questions mienza. Or say into one kasa we independent coalition we ye no nya say or say manfa ama court. Say now candidate nya or say manfa ama court. Na say ena respondent nso nya or say manfa ama court. Justice Appiah no bisa asasem. What tamasam court wuni nyina so omo asem ni tugu ya na omampani da ko gina ho akaka kire judge for no say omo ye unanimous FC o say NDC lawyers o ka kire wo omo say omo prepare say oba o do ombeko bench say ne be balance because o target judges ni nyina so omo ye NPP appointees to omo nyina ye NPP for ene case ni court ai ko ye 3-2 no judges na omo eruli here no apart from papa we Bafuboni 3 no omo ye na apart from Bafuboni 2 ni nyina anya Kufuor na appoint you 2 ni nyina anya Kufuor na appoint you but omo ruling in favor of President Mahama decision no in the past so omo ruling hey yemfasa nchechiro anunti na ofade bia meka me say judiciary no enye baby e o se de politics wura o build the case go and build a strong case o build the case no in the court of public opinion we are now the corner ko lusu ana odidi judge for atem me the SCA say judge for no ruling no I have no qualm with it say any power the call ye no ewo inyina so se obeko review it is within his right to go for review near the judge for me you know be ka ho na 7 na afi ya hwe se ebeko akosi sei and I'm hoping and praying say see ya nkofo a started twetwe ne omafa judgment ne ho no because he went in their favor. If there should be a review na panel no overturn decision na they should never insult them because judges no motena cases so asema de tu nanim ene obeka ho asemu enye wo sentiment ebaye yole kolindi so ye adwuma wona nado law firm anameboa oye one of the lawyers nanado training no ankasa ne appointment into the Supreme Court became an issue. NDC for target na Amadu Sule the same thing. And they sa judges for ni mi oni nyina ruli. Abo asem na to agu.
Ama NDC abayo.
Yes, but they are quiet. Why are they not saying say they are MPP judges? Why are they not saying say they are MPP judges? Why are they not say? You see, you are not say you cast dry bones and emrewa hope. You see, why are they not saying say they are MPP judges? President Mahama Timiko Jina simpie so.
Mr. Malin Kasa, we are no about.
Where's I my own kasa?
Don't permit you.
President Mahama Timiko Jina simpie so. E kasa judge for the MPP judges, unanimous FC, or Bob appointed or no one NDC judges, and true appointed 7. May we video me the Bema Malam as we bet me about in a second way now. President Mahama Jina simpie so kase 15 ne or hono kra na ye there should be a cap. And they were buy ye. Wasako appointed 7. Eddie account. One nominating as I said definitely omoko vet na looking at the parliament now. They will go through. And a true asemoko can say obe appointee NDC for akono eno na all ye no me I don't know the judges, but based on your kind I am safe to conclude because you were inductive explanation of research findings. I am safe to conclude say based on asem oka all the 7 are NDC people.
But yes, I be boy.
And yet
Say a baby boy judge, but they said okay. Bafuboni was nominated to the Supreme Court by former President
Kufo.
Onya Kuduro, we are independent.
Yes.
That's why the ruling in favor of the NDC guy.
So offer. So Argentina President Mahama Kasan yen condemn him.
Now okay, justice ya open. One also NDC and the court.
Yes.
But I'm election petition by you rule against
but
them.
it's becoming too many. Amongst them, say Judge Bia ruling and come favor. They tag them. And historically, what the Asama Mackenzie of Ameboa to the extent that President Nemu Timiko Jine Simpieso and describe woman in that manner. And they a baye or mamma ruling na quote unquote is in your favor. Will you go ahead and describe them some MPP judges ana? Yanchechere o man sa me say Vincent Asefua if he is convinced with his lawyers say oko review nebetimi atani they should go ahead and go for the review. But so Philly said just like Nanado did in 2013 say he disagrees with the ruling but he accepts it. So be it. Now offer case now about you say committee now matter about Chief Justice there no offer. Let me tell you, I don't want to be prejudicial, but assembly who has been nitwa near the agina so aka bibia na meboa. Justice, but justice no a chairman. When say there is a petition against him. Yeah. Chief Justice I say I suspended on and handle case no. Say why ye nyoma bi a enye. Nti omo de petition command na
yeah asem ra the chief
or ye hu adwuma
no man responded
they say on na chairman obi odi wasem they say wo no anya akwanya ebedi na asem eno ne 1 2 sa case wonim de nti ene na afi do mu e course no the last sitting so they said the presiding judge e can said there was a judge na also betena konwam mo kwa enu ni ho of I said okay the nti asa day no mo antimi ani asem
was in his post yeah so no on tiapo yeah
idi enima ne say wa metena na konwam o medical report e chese no yare
for said that it will not be made public
because nobody gave any excuse or yare you say unexplained circumstances ben until you cannot conclude say no yare and they say judge na wan tena konwam ma ya nyi case na that time no ono so ka committee no. Is it not pointing to something? Entina make us say you see yenchechere o man say me see judicial ye na eti he offer ye miensa see enya asem se see ya baby e bedwane akwa ye court uni baby akọ court na be kwa seek redress. The point is that say ye man ye too political e koduru hono ma ye behwe wanim ne abusaw otio o mehwe wa wo NDC ni enti case we me who say me MPP ni me de wobatum. Look at the directive the acting chief justice at the Judicial Service registration no say case bia ba say ya High Court, Appeals Court, Supreme Court yemfa mra ono ne office
but that's the door.
no we massa
Supreme Court the chief justice na was signed judges
of a T in the past sana net
yeah
na afia de nti no ma direction
say you are taking over.
Yeah, be a wo that they are. You don't know offer. Say ade wo ho no mo a. Do you need to give no
Say it's not all the time that you interpret the law in our favor.
That's what he said. And the kind and say because you media by your level no man. Not just what part says would have what road him. What I say being the interior minister then
he was the national security crowd aware of what his portfolio is.
What I say National Security Minister, every general simply said, no, so somebody at the court of some DBA, not the Biana, as some in our favor, and yet it's a good signal. So they say, and into I was here for no year. As some now can you know, not because of which man, a very detailed, as some no can you know. Into sir, as some aba, na ya some yako some DBA, you, mammy, Tokonu. Obiacho anya no home from so when the Jumedia would no or petition the president. Papa or also follow the constitutional provision or fast. I don't think that there's anything wrong with friends a process na course no. Intimate to me grand condemn judge A and judge B said the ONA they are the embodiment of the law and the omoye biano omunum the omoye. As some cause them DBA. I had 3-2 in favor of friends saying the defendant and the defendant said the attorney general defendant. Yes, intino
I said this is not the end of the road.
The road. Okay. He has the right to review. He has the right to review.
That's play decision like
3-2 and 4. Apply for review.
There's hope.
Yes. Intino bibi anse no ho kwan onko. So they say you are testing the law. You perceive who the law na be den. Ebe now going forward in year say bibi say CBM and I'm saying e be faso and I'm saying e be so. Na me nua no ko kasa a bad precedent no. Ye ni kromo say na mo yi isi no former isi no every idea so. Proud to 2016 elections mu kan mu gina simpio so ye hu de say mu ba power say pe ma me no aye target mu be yi na free ho ampa mu yi madam Charlotte say every isi akonya ne so. E de momo de buy. So I say, enti do di bro kan buy no on na dia you munyo ye dey e buy mo ye bi ano de anya president mo ka president I dey and they have consider no as what as president you Domelovo auditor general mo nyina free ho ya protest anya ho hwe ko si dey it was a match I do about nothing see enti me be dey ko so ruduhu da na e ko so ni nyina na nkosi hwe ye nya sha se ne be kwa ko wie the person make no. I didn't know na sha say the beko akuwie. Enti no dia akwasefo afa an fa da sabno kwasem de bia or apply for review. E be sa akotena so. I know they mintumi nya judicial mintumi nkase kwase na be si but ye nyina yini memra no. Say president ne pa onipa say o munhwehwe nsem ni mu a na kwasem de bia na president will right say so suspended no. Ampampa ya suspended no. Enti enya ya allow the process to go on. Now, what will be the outcome? Biano, Samuba in maybe 2042. Now, Mubaba Nasa Bia, the then CJ, no, or no, so I am from Subina Mufil say it borders on your friends and the Jumadi in Mubina. The boys in your court, Mopa, the Mopa and Mofaniano, but as far as the NDC we are concerned in there, Mamino, wa and your friends say Mrano and no near day. Any need kakra for me meet me aka fa ma me
so same way MP before 7 notice omaka say it me bam say chief justice e na free wa ene that bia almost be ba no chief justice awote wo be you to the extent say Supreme Court judges cry appointing almost ba be you
and na me
basa say judicial na free and also be political appointment minister
of anya hwe say you president ne kra no so bi ehwe na dwumadi na se na dwumadi nso ani na obe petition say opese yi president ne free ho say ne pa ko ho.
No, removing the president is different because so you president wa except parliament enya to test majority vote in favor of motion
me ka say obi bit ma test law no say ohwe president ne dwumadi na say be nso ani na or president in the free so the person can test the law just as we are testing the law in Nipakra or petition president in test the law no so ampa ne establish prima facie case so ampa asema nipa de ba ye no insu ginam enu ntini yenhwe ne yenyi mamne free na ampa no ya hwe mu ehu prima facie de na se ye to so no omo baba abayi the then ebia chief justice every ho no me hu ne se omo ba na se chief justice na obo as at that time no mfumso wo n'anwumadi a wodi ho na mpa mo be yi ni ho a se ne se bi mo na executive powers no ye mo dia de mo pe na mo be ye no na mo so no mo de mra na den aye adwuma and obi a bibia nsi mo ho kwan. But as far as we the NDCs are concerned in there, Mamina Nugumadi no Sabi from Swabahon, and will be a petition president and say on far crime na a war constitution in the Munoso. No for you, mammy, free when yesterday day. Yeah, I'm so quite also. Obia your body, Obia from so. Just as Madame Charlotte or say, more far quite train so, in this in channel. Yeah, I'm sure for quite so. So, quite a coping baby, as a sabi, or bit must have been in the Juma, or being seen quite on best bear in the Juma.
But Doctor, lawyer, I go to Musao, former Chief Justice, Sophia Kufu, say, or no one will be a raising objection, a send back as of a rumor, we need official records. But granting interview say, process a Chief Justice is not fair.
I say, okay,
it's not fair because. So justices of the Superior Court, so a High Court, say a Court of Appeal, say a Supreme Court, no, you are in the Common Chief Justice on 1 year political appointee.
Yes.
Not on no him, near amount copies you one, no power committee no matter. But about Chief Justice name more, the Common President, not the Common Council of State. If you look at the composition of the Council of State, Mampeni appointed
regional
phone cry yet to obey you move from this year. Ashanti region. Say Nipa also a campaign your man the permanent kutuno for. The regions no crowd I names and neutral no parties remo ensure say any wa be Nipa beba. No man pania say you do at the account. So what it means they say the Council of State
a partisan
to some extent. Who Chief Justice now who post higher than all the superior justices no. A basi ye two a buy not to some per a very simple. What do you have to say?
The former Chief Justice Mami Kufu Sophia Kufu she did not talk about the president's actions. So I say president no why from so but the process no. So here no it borders on constitutional amendments. Say be a constitution no provisions are e dey to say first with the Chief Justice no and you bit my amendment there no I think say that's her concern. So but enya say be a obi di petition about president no na ono tu sa na mo no be a ohun say enfom so ohun. Nti I think say her concern no ye the constitution no kwan a what me spell it out say bibi say see a ye fa kwanya we so no. Nti no ngina borders on this constitutional review no say ye be ye na yedu babi a ne pese esesa CJ na yenhunu kwan pa ebefa so a ebetuma den yebiri be fa so na yi na si nchen na nya sa kwan we ya sesi no eden eda ho no. I think say no point is well made and going forward ne also omo ye the constitutional review no ehunu se kwan ya ebefa so a ebefa body bit is na say position bit is no yebe yi na si nchen. I mean me kra no my concern is also with the presidency, and I think said 2 million president in one is too big. So if that is the right word to use, too much powers, you know. So no, virtually he's been given the power to hire, to fire, so powerful, so powerful. I think a constitutional review committee, you know, I think so. I reduce the powers of the president now.
Whether or reduce.
Some appointing.
Where we are on the base issue white paper say the other buyer, you know.
So I
think the band powers
because you bet when you be a second chamber be comprising of phenomenal traditional leaders who mining and then come so be in the appointment of chief justice and I say independent institutions in Libya. I think can no be so because as it stands now acquire first you at Domelovo or free the Juma demo. The man was doing so well, but because he wasn't in the good books of the then president in Intino. Omofa konya so nyina so ye den eyi papa ne si nchen. Nti nka na memeka say the powers of the president no senki betuma ye hu bibia no nka yema the traditional leaders no yema the second chamber no and constitute of the traditional leaders wo yema yimo na nka appointment bi say na wo so mo so ye den enya say ewom na nya sabi president ne nko a. I think that is my candid opinion.
Right. That's it. Doc.
Frank. You see, me
Kawodie.
Mr. President Mahama, they say, Okana.
Kandapa.
Me can President Mahama, then me can say President Mahama Kushi NDC for say no can. Or say MPP for B, Ekokano campaign. So say Wamubombe Chief Charlotte say.
Oh, prior to 2016 elections, me
say, just like I mentioned specific names on this show, I am challenging him to mention who said it.
Somebody challenge us everyone.
Who said it? Me challenge you. Yes, who said it? Because I mentioned President Mahama and I quoted exactly what he said. I challenge him to also mention who said it on the campaign platform. Say you be Charlotte say, and only 1, 2.
They want to send people in the kind.
Me man tinti me say per se or mention a mommy. Then I will concede. Me nka say the work can no crow. Me say on mommy ni pakra or kind.
Okay.
It's so simple. 2. Of a send in Ghana ha. Ena Charlotte say mo call parliament. Se wan hwe bia. Minim se Frank nso no follow. Ni deputies no Amadou Sule.
Yeah. Any George na
Opoku Amankwa. Any Haji Abi. They were 3. So they go see your Parliament House. Ebra omo nyina obi atwere petition tia ne nyonko. Eno no nyan pipi na yi no. The 3 deputies ni nyina obi atwere petition tia ne nyonko. And then when they went to Parliament, that time no say honorable say Chibensa Bonsu. And a majority leader. I remember clearly. Archives the videos or on check it. No me Ache Frank. Say omu bisa or the case ni tu na more parliament. Ebro omu invite no. Say omra mema account no. There were issues about the deputies. And omu bisa ne say she is the leader. Enti onkasama omu nyina wase omu nyina nyini. Nti obi a mejina parliament nyini ho. This was in Parliament of Ghana, and each deputy wrote a petition against the other. And yes, a lot of them want to call you. Once a sad deputies in Akoi. It was because actually petition tia or we see we could talk car one family so we could say when say Upoku my member can about Upoku the petition now call Parliament or say she sees her boss as incompetent. Eno MPP ni na twere mo anipa 4 ena mo manage yisi mo nipa 4 na mo ko obi atwere petition etia de ada akọ Parliament House na wo kọ na no makokasa ne say kasama omu nyina you stood in Parliament House with 3 deputies ni nyina nyini obi anya akwara anya na abekasa ama wo mo then you turn around and say MPP for the yi no you have to set the records and call for tie. Then the next one, Minya, Papa Dom Levudiano, offer MPP bar power in 2017. Year Ben will free so. Yaneni year Juma for how many years? Frank, me person obuame. Yeah, discussion. No. You see when I
you are not here to examine me. Can you
obey?
I said they want to address what I say.
Hey, rebut and I'm the mom.
Rebut what I'm saying. What rebut what can was him? You don't come here to ask me questions.
I'm not attacking you.
You are here.
What I'm saying is that Openidom level, you buy nobody touched him until the pension age duriye. And this is on record. Say in public service commission. Now all the 2 birth sets na akoto ho. You need to.
Okay, allegation.
In any case, Supreme Court we ni nyina no. Or say the president here so in free or no. It was unlawful. It was wrong.
It was unlawful. But is it true say na ni date of birth nso yem yunu?
And not the hu bi.
Nti ni age. And the problem ne buy nobody will chant him. Ya wogana ha adwumayefo bebre omukọ adwuma mu a omu anu akose the date of birth omu anu the document for froko and that was the cause of it.
Say the Ghana card in the twem.
Enunti na was seeing in Ghana card in Ibino because on only issue a buyer was about his age. So we'll do 70 years because his first employment in Ghana public service no date of birth for the year ya ne birth set in that's one and no mube use and yet the second one or the buy in age. So why are you making it say MPP ne you know? It is about the pension age. And they say yeah government buy on say what the fiat say after 60 years they are not going to give anyone contract extension.
Sure.
One government in the basis here.
Yeah.
The only institution on my SMT tertiary institution universities. So we need 60 years.
And then the superior courts.
Yes. I know the woman didn't put there that 70 years.
It's in the constitution.
But the other area is 60 years no. The only exemption on the mass is here tertiary institution. Say we need 60 years, yes, Kofi. On when you say auditor general 70 years. Into any age. But no so per records.
Auditor General.
60 years.
It's not
70. But no
60.
because of the first employment. What is so be can say no kre. What if free na no. So be can say oh deny say the best.
And not a strong allegation.
The it was alleged.
In your records me no na back the date of birth you say. And I will so you say.
So it was alleged say it was alleged say the date of birth
good. Let's
say say be deny say records ni file so ana. So the point is that any NPP any discussion now sometimes we need to lay bare the facts because say nipa ni age need to say na say it is alleged say the records no mienu aba na nipa na nkasa nso entimi
then you also don't blame the current president or orchestrating a friend say
I am saying
the Chief Justice.
I am saying it because he said it. It is on record. Say he said it. Say he believes that you. Oh please.
I mean video.
Wait.
Give us the date. Give us the date of Kessben.
You see, I am not giving you any.
I'm also telling you. I'm also telling you. Sir, Charlotte said you are not looking at problem to Kessben.
No, I have challenged you to give name. Any say evidence or can ya.
I'm also telling you. I'm also asking you to give us the date.
And I am agreeing with him. Say Malam Emmo. Me, you see, I don't come and sit here and make allegations. So, the American Biano, I give evidence. And me say President Mahama continue Genesis Pieswaka say he believes the judiciary needs to be paid, and a new Chief Justice will support him in that direction. This were his words. And me now, sir, can say Oba appointed judges a balance. In the NDC lawyers and prepared.
And I wrong. Wrong. So appointed judges. And any mandate says appointed judges.
Okay. Right. Mohammed Sumame, I may have messages. I was a father in church, you don't know our song, so Tina Hay, and so our Kessben television, so your multi TV decoder, so with me, DSTV channel 364, Gold TV channel 121. Facebook Live on so Ubo Kessben TV abeba na message na be gumpa ma menyin free on afi imagine the final submission of our panel make card twato na yes sorry so I'm saying you from Bono East. In fact, Pedro Mahama is performing especially fuel is dropping and dollar is also going down, but we are expecting more from them. Offer NDC should consider Frank Otuechampo for an appointment from Jones, from Goso, Uncle Frank, the post Neyache, Penny Mahama Utia. Where is the Ghana Bar Association and the MPP party when Nanado removed Salato say MPP hypocrisy and diabolic must stop and allow Joe Mama to move Ghana forward? Joe Abuaze, in other way, free a buyer. See, good evening, offer. Why should the acting Chief Justice, who is likely to be the direct beneficiary of the suspended CJ, be finally asked be part of the panel? God is watching. Anyway, I congratulate Honorable Adwenkyere Joseph Kwabre, East Municipal Chief Executive Elect, and I'm Wako from Good evening, Mr. Host. Why should the President use such an amount to buy sanitary pad. Oh, and there's a car sanitary pad once. Good says, writing from painting near Cordier, I appeal to all Ghanaians to do everything possible to resist the removal of the CJ. The government is doing it to impose unacceptable ideas on us. My greeting to members of the Oyonko Sewo fan club at Nkwanta, Kessben. Okay, what Mahama is trying to do now, President Nkrumah did more than this. He declared himself live president in 1964 Constitution, but the time came to an end. He declared himself live president. He can't be president. 1,000 years is not forever. John Ade, Abidjan, and Nkwanta, but we if we buy football. Oh, new football assembly, politics. Hello, good evening, Wofa. I'm watching you from Senegal. My regard to your panel. Whether MPP like it or not, Chief Justice has already gone. My name is John Ato Asan. She is not gone. She is suspended. Good evening, honorable host. Please, the MPP communicator is saying the removal of the Chief Justice is being orchestrated by the NDC government, but during Nanado's administration, a removal case started with which President Nanado then gave the case to the Council of State to look into the case leveled against her to establish a prima facie case. So I'm begging the MPP to stop peddling false information about the whole case. I urge them to educate Ghanaians proper from Prince, Bogoso, Chapel Square, and also Edway and so a free buyer. Okay. Good evening, my people. It's me again, and I be from Nkwanta in our origin. And in fact, light off is killing us. Please tell the authorities for us. Dunduma Kawon. Why? Okay. There's a sorry from Trade. No matter what MPP supporters may do, they will stay in opposition until thy kingdom come. They have nothing for Ghanaians, so they should keep quiet and watch good governance. Sorry, be so a dia or day a buyer and so I don't know. Okay, Mame Fensia na Emra. Na fe yemfa Emra Rie. With all other things considered. I go to final submission. I meet you.
Final submission is so far so good for President Mahama, His Excellency. And she shared no more the group no sooner than the idea I ever bought Ghana. Particularly now, yet is $1 no, and then I'm 13.8. Now, fuel, so yet it is so kakra fine.
$1 number for automatically.
Definitely, yes. And then commodities, consumables, and so now come marketer, and then you shall say a drop. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, what you know, until no offer the young couple say at long last, you know, and you must start here the air from Ghana be found into my perfra. You know, money chidom, near Fakuma Pantanachi, and BBA with a gun of ordinance.
Doctor,
Wofa, media na me expect say me nua Frank bebodi no still.
Abronye ne kan. Abronye ne kan. So unu mo eni.
Abronye ne kan so mba o metu sa.
Eni na me kan o abronye so unu mo baka kiro.
Abronye o kan wait ah. Anyway.
Any abronye 20 any wa headline any. Abronye ne kan.
All right.
Over, you see, Frank say enyoma boayefo. Minim baby kura Frank to ne enyoma be na ayefo no.
Amoni anwanom no ayefo. Atete so kakra.
Okoto bi da ben.
Anu ya
Market be na mi koto bi.
Adum
de yo de tena TV se le twantro. Say enyoma boayefo ofa.
Me say no wa hya say
you see. Minim say ofa say what say cement kura ho ayeden. We the media me your personal experience. And why you didn't 42.5 no. Ebi ni system ni mu. Kra na wato bi. Unse no so na say wo ye concrete work bia na wo pese eye adwuma nkasa wo bepe bi. They say kuma say ha wonya 42.5 and at 32.5 as they say. And then I'm 120 cedis, 130 cedis. Just before the election, I'm over 85 cedis. And on President Mahama could not simply say, "Ne cement born and I'm 800 Ghana, no, can 80 Ghana." So, okay, aha, and within 4 months, cement drew 130 cedis. In Tisa Okoto, na wo so sa de faka call site a wo be wie no na nam 140 per bag ba wa beto na ha se ne o ma boa yefo
me se ne ma se ba for money
omo ta omo ko sa ne o ma ne mu no ye nyina ye hwe 120 days in office me kai wo se wo refia free tertiary education when we were telling you say academic facility user fee and the shame say mu betimi atua 400 and kasa also ni hwe ka time wo ho say me hwe time o kasa also ni hwe ka academic facility user fee mo se mo be ma free tertiary sisi inkwara na ma first semester wie ko second semester mo promise se koko farmers mo betu koko mu atofo sene erikopoku omo kogina simpie su kan fortunately ba kwa ye finance minister ba kwa ye agric minister ye twen se koko farmers mo betu amana cost 6500 said ye mo promise ye na 24-hour economy me ne wo ye share democracy so frank amene uti studio ha yi Satana lawyer hini jana na hosti
na de ba consider say memo na
ye ni ho a
consider say eba eno man na because eba
our economy conspicuously mo first budget na ayera afrim enti ye kai mo enioma mo kan in opposition no se mo aba ye kai mo
to be retain say
se mo ba ye na power ejina so off air obi kan light asema say and dey de ne pa
me kan da dey
o nkofo nyuma egu
o kwada dey pese say da bia o ba no water keme
nkofo nyuma egu na ka say wo be tena power no yes ye beja house
da na say dey makan ka dey men kan ye men dey makan no aka dey men kan
ne wo ye no opposition galamsey mo eni o ma mo ye no okrom hafa galamsey ho say ye declare state of emergency ene ye ba Mustafa Bande oyam deputy general secretary say ye free state. He was the same person na what out to say ye declare state of emergency ene mutimi ko sensuo na ma sesa anwe agum na mo dia besi mutegu so conference
ko nti obi anka ne last word sana episode no
no performance ni say ensuo no kra mo kwa munya bi atache na mo bete mo djuma mo di ye opposition ye kai mo enti monkai hunu se enioma nko ye se de wo hunu no finally offer me sra ojoma ayo omampani joma hama se Franco tu champion oti hei adwuma oye no opposition pa eno de se de ye ode adwuma oye no opposition pa omode aba power 4 months ni appointment ni nyina ya sa mente Frank di se DC na aka ese ni nyina aba
ade gana adwuma sa
ese die na Frank be
ade sam be adwuma na de me adwuma
so ne bebre
there be offer mesre
and then me bo and then nwumre lecturers 2 ena omonya
kobi we ni
Professor Lord Mensa
eni Ali
Dusedu so ya appoint
omunyina professors ni elu
Resources Commission ti post no lecturers ne de
lecturers o ma fa omunyina de ba ko ye me ya pa ne se lecturers o ma bo omudi nyina free Legon UCC
take phone call
KNU se hemia minua Chris no ye manifesto
chairman
constituency chairman no say national manifesto committee member all the appoint mamenka adini bi wo ho mo de ya Ashanti regional ya mamenka Frank won so ka ho bi adwuma mo ye pa in opposition wo beti se lecturer bi anya appointment oni UCC
no Legon di
KNU fo a omo ye
Amstead
bomso no
Professor Hans no nyina
Hans
da Costa Professor da Costa
omo kuta flyers no gina bomso traffic light no more check NDC flyers say appointment bi be ban na your lecturer oni UCC a office of the vice president all the staff we ho no kuta page na lecturers from UCC KNUST ni Amstead ni other universities no any conform mu ye adwuma te se Frank unti obi anka ba ye ka kire me ka bi ama won so awosa ba ye se da bi unti mi nka because usuro ma mi nka bi ma nti se onya ba bi eye better than ba bia we nko
we dey ba
ofa no ko kasa bi
ba ho sisi a OPK Patrol Voice go so o say regards to Dr. Baumia Those Mahama appointees who couldn't meet the 31st March deadline in the declaration of the assets has an intention to loot taxpayers' money and are waiting for the second deadline, which is tomorrow. And the minority party's demo on Save the Judicial was successful. So Mahama and NDC should do the needful because we are in democracy and not military rule. OPK, the be our message in a while. Keep it short. Good evening, Mr. Host. You and your panel, please. I want you to ask the MPP member for me that why that if their party MPP comes into power, they always change Chief Justice, but if the NDC party practice 2 comes into power and they are about to change the Chief Justice, they always be talking, fighting about it. What is the secret issue? Please tell me. In fact, MPP by power. Omon change Chief Justice. Nemo a bedroom honor. Now Chief Justice now retire. Normally nipa for Abba. So we from former President Kufuor timer. Former President Kufuor buy no. Now Chief Justice Ike redo. On a tia kunya so ukoye no. Eno de Georgina Wood e buy. Georgina Wood twa almost 10 years. Through the 8 years and then this war power in to the rule tie bra Nanado Abba. And now Nanado buy no, George Nawood coy no, and this Sufaya Kufu buy, think almost 3 years, and no coy, and now or day and nim your boa buy, or also 2-3 years or coy, and or they get to Kunwa Banti. What you can say and say, appointed of Chief Justice no, at SC NDC time, MPP time, sorry. But yes, say MP ba omuyi the on free war. You retire at the age of 70. But get to kono or not this way. Say process we new we are and call retire 2033. 2033 and can time beso. They say all things being equal. Say ka party be about 8 years. Can this be 8 years no? Omo kwa the following year no. Nanka be MPP na aba. Now I'm appointed Chief Justice. There are so many gymnastics in this anyway. Anyway, we have for but don't do not bow. Now can we be?
Your friend say the person make a cry and say my mentor microphone nominations EC names, you know. Roy Emmanuel or being Ajima or Dr. Bree, that is a Manchester Central and maybe happening, you know. And Sadat and well, I want to war for the municipal. Also, are nominated on job motion endorsement. Oh, so I
government appointment.
It's time to come.
Media, they make and say, quite on what day Ashanti also walk. I quite on what day Ashanti region DC. Omo Wahano, Fasopa, especially Omo come say. So, Oma, and you, Bamu, you two move for you two for some moment join some pet.
I had a little see what a doctor, a champon and car. Or lecturer okay NUSC or South Kasama MPP na Fura Franco to a champon also lecturer or Springtown University College Kasama NDC Malami aya de bobo ansimia no emayen me den de Kofi Appiah onyame ad mochra eni nhia e o match dwumadi ne so na ye to aso yakramo
Say,